Hey yo, welcome back gamers to All the Mods 9 to the Sky. Alrighty, well in the last episode, we got ourselves the Dimensional Seed, which is the first piece of the All the Mods star, and we also got pretty close to getting those Dimensional Shards as well. The only thing left we had to do was get that red matter. So let's hop into the quest book and see where we're at with that. Now that I'm looking, I kind of jumped the gun because I can't complete any of this until I complete Chapter 2. So hopping back to Chapter 2, we need to get this ore laser base and this laser drill. How do we get these? Well, it's looking like we're going to have to set up our industrial foregoing again. So let's get that all set up. Alright, so to get that regular laser drill, we're going to need some regular gold gears, plastic sheets, a diamond gear, and then this simple machine frame, which we can definitely make. And for the ore laser drill, we need an advanced machine frame, some iron ore, more diamond gears, and a diamond pickaxe. To get that advanced machine frame, we need pink slime, which I have no idea how to get, one of those simple machine frames, and then some other basic materials. Fortunately, if we just jump right here, since we made that marine fisher, we got one for free. So we're probably going to use this one just to get this quest out of the way. Well, I fished everything out we needed for that industrial foregoing stuff, and I was just about to place it down, and we really don't have any more room. So I think it's time to build another island for more stuff. And I'm probably going to make this one pretty big, maybe even big enough for all the Mekanism stuff and the industrial foregoing things. And I'm thinking somewhere about right here is going to be perfect for it. I don't have a particular design in mind for this little piece of land or any kind of specific blocks I want to use, so I think I'm just going to wing it and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, and this is where we're going to be doing most of our Mekanism and our industrial foregoing things. These blocks are just a bunch of bricks. We've got the different types of pillars, the regular bricks, the massive borderless bricks, and then the regular massive bricks. And you can make those using this mason table and the stone cutter. Alright, so we've got this little hut set up so we can use this golden egg to spawn a bunch of passive mobs. So we can use this mob slayer factory to get that pink slime and meat. But this is how we get that pink slime. We're going to get this bad boy fired up in a second just to see exactly how it works. But if we jump down here real fast and come in here, I've got the AE2 system spread out all through underneath this so we can use it anywhere. And I also reset up our fluid extractors and use some modular routers to have acacia logs be auto-placed. So now we have like automatic latex. And to access the latex, we just have a storage bus on top of this jumbo tank. Alright, so let's pop this egg right here in the middle. Oh my goodness, that was kind of loud. And then let's use these glass walls. And I'm guessing this needs power. So let's give this bad boy power. Oh my goodness, the mob steps. And there it is. Hey! Hey! Alright, so I've got all the mobs muted and they're spawning. And this is slowly but surely filling, but I want to know why these cows aren't just passing away immediately. Hold on, let me make this range upgrade and let's see what happens. Hey, that worked. The range upgrade fixed it immediately, actually. Cool, so we got meat on the left side and pink on the right side. Pink slime, liquid meat. Okay. Let's make that shrinking device. This thing. Oh, it's cheap. Let's go. Alright, now that we're small, we can make some big moves. Alright, now that we've got that hooked up, we throw a storage bus on this and this. Partition that to that, and partition this to this. So the meat will only go in this, and then the pink slime will only go in that. We should also have those available in our system now.
Nice.
Beautiful. Now let's patch this up. Alrighty, and after some trial and error, I finally figured out a way to keep that grass just gone. Just completely gone. I mean, it comes back, but we can keep it going. So if we come back here, I've just got the dispenser with the water bucket in it, and then the RF Tools utility timer set to like 10 seconds. So now the water just goes for 10, off for 10, goes for 10, off for 10. And that's more than plenty. And that should keep these full. I mean, to be fair, these have filled up quite a bit just sitting here. And with this grinding down the passive mobs, that means we have liquid meat, pink slime, and latex all automated. And now that we've got those three, let's see what we need to get these quests done. Alright, so we move the dissolution chamber, threw in a bucket of latex, and we can make the ore laser base, so let's get that. And then we need the laser drill. We need the simple machine frame. So we need a pity machine frame, and then plastic, nether brick, iron, and gold. We already have all that. Oh, we already have the pity machine frame in there. Alright, well, we have an extra now. Iron, nether brick, and gold. Oh wait, 1 gold and 2 plastic, right? Alright, so I muted up the horses and that splashing because it was kind of getting on my nerves, but we have the simple machine frame now. With this, we can make the laser drill, and there's those two. Oh, baby. Let's jump back into the quest book, collect this, collect this. That'd be nice, but to be fair, we have a lot of those already. Throw those in there. Oh my goodness, look at all these quests. We can jump to here. Holy. They just keep coming. They keep coming. More? We got more after this? Yeah, that's it. Right there. Alright, now let's collect all this. Alright, so all that being collected and that being said, we could probably figure out a way to get a warden spawned. We could maybe start on this pulsating black hole too, because it's just a bunch of compressed blocks. Whole lot of wood, iron, dirt, redstone, cobble, gold, sand, gravel, obsidian. Alright, not to be distracted, back to the Oblivion Shard. Alright, so to get into this plutonium pellet process, we're going to need regular water and then plutonium itself. And to get that, we need nuclear waste and one of these isotopic centrifuges. And then to get the nuclear waste to begin with, we'll have to make a fission reactor and then pump in fissile fuel and water, and that'll give us steam and then the excess nuclear waste. And then to get said fissile fuel, we'll use another one of the isotopic centrifuges and pump uranium hexafluoride through it to get us the fissile fuel. And then to get the hexafluoride, we need hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide. For the uranium, we need this yellow cake uranium with a chemical oxidizer. And then to get the yellow cake uranium, it's just regular uranium in an enrichment chamber. All right, so back to the hexafluoride. To get the hydrofluoric acid, we need sulfuric acid and fluoride. To get the sulfuric acid, we need to get our hands on sulfuric trioxide and water vapor. And to get sulfuric trioxide, we need sulfur dioxide and oxygen. To get this sulfur dust a little easier, let's get these sulfur seeds. We just need 4 dust and then prudentium. Check our backpack for some prosperity base seeds. Let's go make these seeds real fast. Pop those bad boys in there. Partition that bad boy out. Now we have sulfur dust. Alright, so to get oxygen, we need to pump water into an electrolytic separator. So we need an electrolytic separator, and then probably a sink as well. And then we need a deconcentrator as well. Alright, so after placing everything down, and then breaking it, and then placing everything down, and then breaking it all again, and then finally coming to this setup right here, we have the chest, which has the sulfur dust in it, and the chemical oxidizer, which is going to pool. Okay, so I see the problem here. There we go. Now that's pulling the sulfur dust. And then the sulfur dust will get turned into dioxide. Alright, and after breaking it down and then replacing some things again, because apparently there needs to be like pipes here so we can actually like know which way to pull, and I don't know, it wouldn't do it if it was right next to it, so I had to add some pipes. And I also had to add that right there because there's nowhere to put power on this bad boy, so that's just gonna hang out. Alright, and after that garbage again, we have more than enough sulfuric acid and be turning it into the hydrofluoric acid with a chemical dissolution chamber. And to get this, we need refined obsidian ingots and ultimate control circuits. All right, so let's get some of these alloys crafting up. It's quite the crafting process to get up to these atomic alloys. Now we've got all that made, which was a lot more steps than I initially thought it was going to be. Throw all these in here. Chemical dissolution. We need 2 of these, so give me another one of these, and then we will make 2 of the ultimate ones. We need a steel casing, and then a basic chemical tank. We just auto-craft the last 4 of these. The refined obsidian ingots. Boom bada bing, chemical dissolution chamber. Finally. And with this, we can make the hydrofluoric acid. Output. So let's throw that there. Then we'll put the chest on top. Then throw the fluoride in. And push it in. We will force it in. Now we have hydrofluoric acid. Okay, now that we have hydrofluoric acid, and we mute this, now we need to go about getting the uranium oxide, which is yellow cake uranium and a chemical oxidizer. Take some uranium. We'll have to put it in the enrichment chamber. Get the 2 yellow cake. Okay. Then we can put the infuser here. We're going to clear all sides. We're going to input energy on the back. And then we're going to export on the right. And this is going to import gases on the left. Input 2 on the right. Chemical oxidizer with the enrichment chamber right here. And if I put this here and then pull from here, that pulls the hydrofluoric acid into here. Now we need uranium oxide coming from here. And this will be outputting gases on the left into here. And this will be making uranium hexafluoride. Holy, it's coming together so fast! So now I just need another chest like here. And this needs to be filled with uranium. So now we can make one of these isotopic centrifuges. Place this here. And now that we have this uranium hexafluoride, we can take it and put it in here. So uranium hexafluoride directly into the front. And that's going to make fizzle fuel. Dadgum, that is just so loud. Alright, now here's where stuff gets a little dicey. Alright, so we got the fizzle fuel crafting. Now we need to make a fission reactor, which I am nervous about. Alright, so let's jump to the mechanism tab. See if that can give us a little idea. Heat generator. I guess let's make that. Lots of mechanism quests. Lots of mechanism quests. What about mechanism advanced? Probably where these reactors are going to be coming into play. Alright, so before the quest book can give me a hand trying to learn how to build it, I've got to get through this first part of the mechanism. Quest book. So let's snatch all this up and make our way to the end of this. Alright, let's just... Boom! Boom bada bang. Now we got this out of the way. Let's get through the rest of these. Advanced mechanism. Some of the strongest tools and weapons in the pack. Something tells me I picked one of the hardest ones to choose. This fission reactor is not going to be easy, is it? All right. So, after quite a bit of reading in the mechanism and then getting through the first part of the mechanism quest so we could actually figure out how to make the fission reactor. So this little cluster of machines right here is our little fizzle fuel setup. Now we just need to set up a little 5x5 reactor to get the plutonium cooking. Boom. Okay, cool. We got the red particles to show that it's done. All right, clogging back in again. Okay, so after more reading and more trial and error and setting it up, no tutorial this time. This is just gonna fucking be a free ball, and we're hoping for the best, you know, like hopefully no explosion, fingers crossed. Okay, so using the sulfur dust, it gets turned into sulfur dioxide. The dioxide then gets sent to this chemical infuser and gets combined with oxygen, and that turns it into sulfur trioxide. And then with the trioxide, we combined that with water vapor to get sulfuric acid. And then that sulfuric acid is then combined with fluorite to make hydrofluoric acid. And then the hydrofluoric acid is then combined with uranium oxide, which is made with just uranium put through an enrichment chamber, and then the yellow cake uranium you get from it in a chemical oxidizer, and then you combine those two. And that is how you get the uranium hexafluoride. And then pumping that uranium hexafluoride into this isotopic centrifuge, you get fissile fuel. And that is what you can finally use to power your reactor. And I believe we have everything set up for this reactor where I can kick this bad boy on, and we have the steam going into this trash can, hopefully. We have our waste coming into these reactive waste barrels and then into this isotropic centrifuge, so we can be making this plutonium. So we need 10 nuclear waste to make 1 plutonium. So we need to get this on and cooking ASAP. So let's turn this on and hope stuff doesn't go boom. Oh my gosh, that's loud. Holy. All right, this reactor is loud, I'll tell you that much. Hell yes. Okay, so this is everything. So we have finally gotten everything for the plutonium pellets. Now it's just a waiting game. So we've got our fissile fuel set up right here, and then the fissile fuel gets put into here with the water. I have this turned up to 1.0 millibuckets a tick, and our steam is coming out of here and then just going straight into the void because I have nothing to use steam on at the moment. And all of our nuclear waste has come into here, into these, and into this. Ooh. All right, so while trying to get more water put in here to like turn this up a little more, it got a little too close for comfort right there. So we're just gonna leave it how it is, let it take its time. So far, we've gotten 2 plutonium pellets. We're gonna go ahead and just take both of these. All right, and after doing a little bit of math, we need 72 plutonium pellets. So this is gonna take a little bit longer than I may have anticipated, you know, given the size reactor that we have. So it may be time to move on to the next ingredient for the Albemarle Star. All right, let's let this bad boy do its thing for a little while while we figure out what to do next. All right, so while I was sitting here thinking about what I'm going to do next while these plutonium pellets are crafting up, I hopped back to the All the Mod Quest book, and I was looking at just what could maybe be kind of easy to get. I was looking at the Warden and then this pulsating black hole, and I went ahead and made all the autocrafts for the pulsating black hole, and all we're missing is gravel and gold, and we can autocraft these. So we need gravel and we need gold, and that's it. So if we get some gold seeds and then figure out a way to get more gravel, I think we can get the pulsating black hole auto crafting. All right, let's get these seeds crafted up. There's our stone seeds, and there's our gold seeds. We'll get these bad boys plopped in here. Take the stone essence, take the gold. For some reason, my Fido stopped making. All right, so if I just swing another arm around here, throw another export bus on it with the exact same setup as this one, that doubles the crafting speed, and it should double the amount of Fidos I can have, right? Correct? If I'm theoretically? No? Maybe? We'll see. All right, so now that I've got these seeds cranking and the Fido problem figured out, I need to set up the craft for gravel and gold using the essence. Now let's try this autocraft again and see how many bytes it takes. All right, just to make one, 3 million bytes. But we need more gold. Alrighty, and if we really need that much gold, I think it may be time to switch some of those meshes and some of our sieves back to gold so we can get more gold ore. Alrighty, so I got the meshes switched over to gold, so now we'll be producing a little bit more gold than we normally would have been. And while this just sits here and builds up in the meantime, now it's time to look for the next thing to work on. All right, so without starting like a whole new set of complicated steps for the all the mod star, we're just gonna take a piece of this plutonium right here. Yep, we're gonna take this plutonium pellet. We're gonna go craft ourselves up our first piece of red matter. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So this, and then unobtainium last, right? Red matter. And this should get us 2 free red matter. And I also may be planning ahead for, one of the other steps in the star. That may or may not be set up just right over there. I think I just got a honeycomb. I did get honeycombs. That's actually a super nice pull from a quest reward, and that gives us more. Hey, yo. Actually, if that puts us up to 8, I think we can make a beehive now. Oh, yep. We got DNA swabs for the warden, but that's for the future. Hey, okay, red matter. Give me something good. Crap. We didn't have this Kleinstar path either, so I went ahead and got that sorted. Oh, okay, give me something good. It's already advanced, though. That's pretty cool. But I've already got one. Boom. Yeah, that quest, if you have red matter, it gives you red matter. Score! So we have 18 of these, so that's 2 blocks of all the mod stars. If you're wondering why I'm counting for everything to be at 18, this is why, right here. If you make 9 stars or enough to make an all the mod star block, you'll be able to create a starry beehive. This bee gives you all the mod star shards from their combs. Oh, and then we'll also need another all the mod star block for their flower. Simple enough, right? Right. So that means 18 wardens, 18 oblivion shards, 18 dimensional seeds, and then 18 of these pulsating black holes. So we need like an unhealthy amount of gold. After doing all that, look at the levels on the bottom of my screen. Holy hell. I already have 1100 in here. What happens if I... 1900 XP. Still not enough. Not enough. Alrighty, and with all the quests collected and red matter crafted, with a little bit of patience now that we have all those meshes replaced, and we may need a few more ways to get more gold. I kind of want to look into hostile neural networks for that, but we will get into that in the very beginning of the next one. But until then, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.